27th of July, 2020. Call the meeting to order, and we will do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the
flag
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Can I have roll call, please?
Patty Hoffman.
Yes.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.
Matt Peterson is absent. Adam Ryder.
Yes.
Tyler Sieverding.
Yes. Approval of agenda. Anybody have any questions or comments on that?
Question. Taplin Towing. Tow Charger, Miles to Deary. What happened to the Charger?
You have the wrong agenda.
I do.
Yeah, that was last month. I can talk to you about it afterwards, okay?
Omit that question, I'll retract that. I opened that up.
Thanks for keeping us on our toes, Rich.
7/27/20, E-Pack.
Right here is the,
If nobody else has anything, can I have an approval of the agenda, please?
Move to approve as presented. This is Patty.
And second? I'll second.
is that Adam?
Flip a coin. Do we have anybody sign up, Teresa, for the public comments?
No, we did not.
Or anybody join in, I guess?
Nope.
Okay. Number 6, we'll move to the consent agenda. Does anybody have any questions or comments about that? If not, can I have a motion?
This is Patty. So move.
And a second? I'll second. Roll call, please.
Adam Ryder.
Yes.
Tyler Sieverding.
Yes.
Patty Hoffman.
Yes.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.
Number 7, resignation of Councilman Tyler Sieverding. I sent that on to Teresa, so hopefully, I don't know if you guys have seen that yet, but,
I received it and it just says effective today that Tyler resigns. So, I did receive that resignation.
we don't need to approve that or anything, do we, Teresa?
No,
It's just okay,
more of an FYI that we do have a
Yeah.
resignation.
yeah, okay. So we'll move on to number 8, resolution 2021-01, appointment of Tyler Sieverding to mayor. And I guess, does that need to be
We need a motion.
motion? Okay.
So move to approve Tyler Sieverding as mayor and thank him for his willingness to take the position.
And a second?
Second.
And roll call, please.
Patty Hoffman.
Yes.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.
Adam Ryder.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Well, thank you.
Number 9, appointment of Mayor Pro Tem. I reached out to Adam today, and he graciously accepted. Just an FYI for everybody, he will be the new acting Mayor Pro Tem. So thank you very much, Adam. No problem. Number 10, discuss and consider adopting the COVID-19 employee policy for Preston. Because of the recent events and kind of the surge going on here within the county, especially. Last week I reached out to Teresa and had her kind of, I thought it would be a good idea to just have something kind of, in writing that we can kind of go back on and just kind of direct us in the way we want to go as far as how we handle if we have cases within our employees, and this will just give us some guidance. So she did a great job. She got right on it and put something together for everybody to go over here. So I don't know if there's any other discussion on it, or if anybody has questions or something they would like to add or subtract or whatever. I guess what's everybody's feelings on that? Good to me. I thought it was go ahead.
No, I just want to say I agree. I think thank you for doing it so quickly, and I think it's thorough and meets the purpose.
Okay. Anybody have any other comments or discussion on that? If not, can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the COVID-19 employee policy.
And second?
Second.
And roll call, please.
Patty Hoffman,
Yes.
Rich Peterson,
Yes.
Adam Ryder.
Yes.
Number 11, discuss and consider approval of the division of WPPI recharge funds. Teresa, you kind of want to elaborate on this a little bit?
Yes, and you may want to table it. I did reach out to Makokata, and the person that I needed to speak with wasn't until Friday. And then I was passed over to the utility in order to get more information. So I received that information today. And really what they did with the recharge funds for the gift certificates is they actually, the utility picked out the businesses that they felt they should offer it to. And they primarily chose restaurants. And they limited the restaurants to $50, a maximum of $50 for a gift certificate. There was a couple restaurants that reduced that and went their max at 25 because they actually wanted to offer it to be able to offer it to more people. They actually sold out of the maximum amount that the utility was giving towards gift certificates. They were sold out within 2 days. So I don't know if you want something more in writing that how this would be presented. I don't know if we want to offer it up to all businesses, if we actually, where, and I hate to use the word makes sense, but businesses that are actually offering something that of something you can either eat, drink, or use that $50 or $25 would make sense. And that's just my thoughts, and if we want to talk about it more, but that's what Makokata did for the businesses and how they limited it.
Okay.
Can you refresh my memory? I'm sorry.
That's good.
Can you refresh my memory? Like, Macocota got more because it's based on population and usage, is that correct, than Preston will get?
Yes, Preston actually is one of the smallest users with WPPI, so we got the minimum, which is $2,500. And so just to kind of, again, refresh everyone's memory, last meeting we discussed taking a portion of that money towards gift certificates and the other portion to randomly select residents throughout town and crediting their electric bill.
I'm wondering, since, if we do the restaurant idea, since we probably only have, a handful in town, I'm wondering if we couldn't include the grocery store or something
I would,
in with that.
I think we can do it any way we want. We could have our gas station, our grocery store, the pharmacy.
Retail vendors.
Yes. Like Rich said, retail vendors.
Yeah, okay. I like that idea.
Would you, like me for, I hate to drag this into next meeting, but I didn't have all the information together in time, so you could really review it and think about it. Would you like me to put a list of retailers together, along with, the parameters, and have that to you for next meeting?
Yeah, I personally would like that, I guess.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I do too, and I guess one other segment that I think I would like to include in that is hairdressers. I mean, I know that because they went without any income for a period of time, most of them are self-employed, a lot of them are out of their home.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that,
Maybe do something to include them. I think they probably got hit, I mean, they got zero revenue for a long time.
yeah, I think that's a good idea. And then I'll have a couple different scenarios, so, we can decide, is it, I think so that we can get more out there, $25 would be nice, but, I mean, we can certainly do the 50. But $25 would certainly stretch across more businesses and allow more people the opportunity to buy the gift certificate.
Yeah.
Personally, I like the idea of the 25 just because I think a lot of people are, even individuals are maybe a little lesser on funds, and I think, I guess I like the idea of the 25 spreading it out to make it affordable for everybody as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that idea too, so if we could, Teresa, if you want to kind of put a list together and time it up for next meeting, that sounds like a good idea, so.
Okay.
Okay, any other discussion on that? If not, we'll move down to 12. Discuss and consider approval of updating Preston Municipal Electric Utilities Distributed Generation Interconnection and Metering Policies.
And Tom Westoff actually brought this up to our attention, that really we needed to get our metering policy up to date. We are getting, more users in town with solar. It's becoming a little bit more popular. The other policy is a little more generous than what this one would be, which Tom goes on to explain. It's a lot less expensive to get solar than it was, in 2010. So this is just kind of I hate to call it a housekeeping thing, but it's actually something just to get us up to date with WPPI. Does anybody have any questions or?
Were those basically pretty standard as far as numbers wise, what he had in there?
Yes.
Okay. Can we set our own, or should we just, stick with that?
with what they provide us.
Okay,
Cause, when it comes down to it, they set what the rate is. They say it is communicated to members by WPPI each year in December, so members will know what rate to use for the upcoming calendar year.
oh, okay,
So,
so those are set right away,
yes.
okay,
And so also in here, anyone that has, solar right now would be grandfathered in. So this would be for new solar users.
do we have any idea how many solar users we have in town currently?
You asked me those quick trick questions.
Sorry.
I would say, just guessing, at this time, 3 to 5.
Okay. Yeah, I know a couple, I guess. I was just curious how many more were out there as far as within our boundaries.
I know there's no more than 5, and it's probably closer to 3. We don't have that many.
Yeah. Anybody have any other questions or discussion on that?
I guess one thing I just like to share is that I think that, while we do get a great amount of revenue from the electric utilities that we sell to our clients, I think it's also important for us to be eco-friendly and support those that do the solar initiative. So I guess since we have few, that's okay. But I guess at the same time, I don't want to make it prohibitive or discourage people from going to green energy either.
Yeah, and this actually does not do that. So this actually is better for them, so.
Okay, anybody have anything else on that? If not, can I have a motion, please?
This is Patty, motion to approve as presented.
Okay, can I have a second?
I'll second.
And roll call, please.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
Patty Hoffman,
Yes.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.
Number 15, discuss audit for fiscal year 20.
So in your packet, I actually put out there the difference between a full audit and an examination, and I guess, and asked for their opinion on what we should do. The actual cost of an examination is half of what a full audit is. The feeling of the auditors is that that there really has not been there hasn't been anything alarming with the city of Preston that would lead them to believe that we would require a full audit. And also, there is a threshold of federal grants of, if you receive $500,000 in federal grants, then you do have to have a full audit. So once we have that CDBG grant for $500,000, next year we will need a full audit. I was also informed that auditing fees will be going up by 40% for next year's audit. So, which I thought this was rather inexpensive myself compared to other auditing, but, I wanted to bring it to council. I know we wanted actually to have the auditors in-house, and with this lovely virus, it just doesn't make it feasible. And, my feeling is with what they put out, in their email, it actually gives you enough information that I think you can say, let's go one way or the other. If I'm wrong, you can tell me.
Well, it wouldn't make any sense to do full audits back to back.
I would agree that I feel we could go with an examination this year and be fine.
Is there an additional cost, I've been out of it for a while, but is there an additional cost from going from an exam to an audit? Because basically I know for a lot of audits, they compare it to the previous year's numbers, and if the previous year's numbers are unaudited, sometimes there's additional, testing that has to be done. Maybe there's not in this case. I guess I'm just asking if
Right.
I mean, I know it used to be that way, but I've been out of it for 15 years.
Yeah. It didn't sound, like there would be, the reason that the audit for the exam, let me start over. It didn't sound to me that the reason that the cost was going up by 40% was due to the fact that we would go with an examination possibly this year. The reason that the cost of an audit would go up for us for this, for fiscal year 21 would be, because they are changing, the state, the auditor's office, they're changing all the guidelines and all the rules and how they need to be done. So it's actually becoming more work, for auditing groups, firms, to be able to do that. I mean, there's a lot of accounting firms that will not do city audits just because of the amount of work there is involved in having to really know, what's acceptable and what's not. Does that answer your question, Patty? Maybe?
Yeah, I guess I wasn't so worried about like the 40%. I figured there was something like that, but I guess, like I said, I've been out of it for a long time, but it used to be that if you went from, if you weren't going audit to audit to audit, there was an additional cost from going from like, it used to be like in the private sector, like what they call a review. From a review to an audit used to require additional testing, but maybe that's not the case. So I mean, as long as they didn't say anything, I'm fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Anybody else have any thoughts on, does anybody disagree that we should go just with an examination?
No, I mean, I'm okay if that's what you think, Teresa, I guess. I would just throw out, since we are gonna be being required to have a full audit, once we hopefully get that CBDG grant, I guess, does it make sense to have two, back to back? Because that'll be within one fiscal year, correct, Teresa?
No, it'll be, this will be for last year, and then, well, if we would go with a full audit, they would be back-to-back full audits.
Right.
And then, I mean, since I've been here, then there'd be 3 years in a row, we'd have a full audit, because we have no choice for our next fiscal year.
Right.
So
I guess that's up to the council what they feel like, and just a review is good enough, or before the price jumps, if they want to do another full audit, I guess that's up to everybody.
I think just the exam makes the most sense this time.
I agree, but Teresa, could you possibly just confirm that there's no additional testing that has to be done for an additional cost?
Yes, I will, and I'll see if they'll put something official together now that I know the direction you'd like to go. And then I can have it for next meeting.
Great, thank you.
Does that sound good to everybody?
Yep.
Yeah, sounds good to me. So do you want to table that then until next meeting?
Sure, I just will put it on the, whatever they provide me on the agenda. I'll plan on it.
Okay. Okay, we'll move down to 14 then. Discuss and approve quote for replacement of motor on the primary lift station.
It's a pump.
We've been having some issues down there.
Yeah.
That's the one down by plastics, correct?
Correct, and that's considered main, the main lift station. And there's 3 pumps, and I'm sorry I put motor, it's actually a pump. There are 3 pumps in that lift station. Right now we are running on 2 pumps because we've pulled one of the pumps and found that it has significant issues. They're old, quite old, and they've been repaired before. And so the thought is, like anything, you get to a point where it's going to cost us more to try to fix it than just get a new one.
Do we have any idea what, were they all 3? I'm sure they were probably all 3 installed around the same time, or are they spaced out? Or are they pretty much all the same age? Do we know?
Well, once we get pump 1 and get it back in place, then they will pull pump 2 and check pump 2.
Okay.
And so it's just, they don't want to pull them all at the same time, just because in case something goes wrong, you may end up with, nothing, or buying 3 pumps like right now. So sat down and actually met with Brian Frost and discussed our different lift stations. And we have the primary main lift station, which is by Plastics. We have the east lift station, which is by Eric Tegens. And then we have the west lift station, which is up in the new addition, up by the school, in that addition. So the other 2, the east and west, actually have 2 pumps in them. So we're just doing some maintenance things there. So new, let me find the technical term. They're called impellers, and the impellers are worn down. So we're talking, in repairs to the other 2 lift stations, around $2,000 each. So I felt that was just general maintenance, and we just needed to go forward and do that. Also, so those 2 lift stations will be taken care of for now. Our primary concern is the main lift station, with getting this new motor pump in place, and then also the rails are in really bad shape. And the biggest thing when we're looking at this is not the best environment for metal. It corrodes and rusts and gets bad. So we are replacing those rails that help with getting the pumps out, and that's around $5,000. So I felt, even though honestly we have no choice, in getting this pump, but I felt it was a large enough, it's a big ticket item. And council needs to, you know, understand that, you know, we're going to have this one at 25,000. We may be able to get by until next year, but we may have $25,000 next year. And, you know, we may have $25,000 the following year. So, we're looking at how we're going to put together our budgets and capital improvement plan on how we're going to get this maintenance done and in place. So, that's what we're working on. For tonight, I would appreciate it if, you know, if we can move forward with that new pump.
Does that 25,000, does that include the rails then, or no? It'll be an additional 5,000?
That's an additional 5,000.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to approve, the purchase of the pump as presented on the, in the packet.
Have a second, please?
I'll second.
And roll call?
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
Patty Hoffman,
Yes.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's all we have for tonight. Just a reminder too, we'll need to, if somebody has somebody in mind that they think will be a good candidate, for council, either get in touch with them, personally, I guess, or have Teresa maybe reach out to them too, whichever, but yeah, if we have, do we have 60 days from today, Teresa?
60 days from today.
Okay, so we'll have to be getting somebody,
September.
in the middle of September, yeah. So, just something to keep in everybody's, thoughts, moving forward, so. Anybody have anything else?
Can I just do a real, like a 30-second update on the Catalyst grant?
Yeah, sure.
I think every meeting, I think now going forward, I think it's good for us just to stay abreast of that. Don is working with 563 Design on getting hard quotes for everything. I mean, obviously we didn't get contractors in there to pull steel off and that type of thing. So they're just working on getting, hard quotes and everything. And everything is looking like it's going to move forward, but just trying to get the hard quotes. And so Nick's involved, with everything that's going on. He's, had this, ear to the pavement for us and stuff. So I think everything's good. It might not see any action right now, but it's behind the scenes, the gears are turning. So that's it.
Good deal. Thank you, Patty. Yeah, it's a process. Nothing will happen overnight. So, but I'm happy to hear that it's progressing. So, thank you for that. Anybody have anything else? If not,
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, second, please.
I'll second.
And roll call.
Patty Hoffman,
Yes.
Rich Peterson,
Yes.
Adam Ryder.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, everyone.